Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Let me get my banner off of here. I'm kind of slow this morning, so bear with me. Bear with me. A little bit groggy this morning, but we're going to be fine. We're going to make it. You doing all right this morning?
Mm-hmm.
Good, 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 good. We had a chance to talk too much this morning.
No, you don't feel like talking much, do you?
Hmm?
You didn't feel like talking much, did you? When you
Why
got
you
up?
thought that? What did you think
Because you
that?
get what you said. You said you.
I said I was a little slow.
Yeah, I mean you in another.
Doesn't mean I don't want to talk.
Okay.
Let's see who's here. There's my sister and my brother-in-law.
Good morning, everybody.
And it's Kathy. Good morning, guys.
Miss Kathy, Miss
Good
Fern.
morning, Vern. Good morning, Sinette. All the way from sunny Denmark, she said, with some thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a few of those here,
Boy,
too.
it rained like a cow peeing on a flat rock around here the other day.
Yeah, it did. Hey, Dee Dee and George.
George Jr., good to see you, boy.
And John Greason's in the house.
John Greason J.
Hey, Brother Blue.
Brother
family.
Blue, I saw your phone number this morning on some paper I was looking at.
Hey, Pearl.
Miss Pearl
Hope
J.
You guys are doing good.
Good to know you okay.
Sandra, thank you so much yesterday. And Marcine, I'm glad you're with us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing us all those goodies yesterday.
Yeah. We had a good time with you.
Had a good talk. Yes, yes. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Kim.
Kimberly.
Good morning to you. How's that little grandbaby? I know she's growing. Yeah. I know she's growing. Good morning, Jeanette. Good morning, sweetheart. And for all of you who are not saying good morning in the comment section, welcome, welcome, welcome.
We do.
We know some of you guys don't choose to acknowledge that you're here.
But that's something.
But that's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
That's good.
So you got something good today, you think?
Yeah.
You do?
You.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Well, baby girl's down here waiting for her treat. We had a little short walk just before starting.
Let's take a look at you.
Okay. What do you see?
Good.
You see good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good.
When I say that, I was talking to you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
You.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Somebody say, I'm tuning it up.
You tuning it
Getting
up.
ready to, what do you call it? I call it
I don't
pop.
know.
Getting ready to pop. That's right.
You are.
Pop
you
it.
So, anyway, Kim said her little grandbaby's doing good.
That's wonderful.
Oh my God! So she gets upset when she can't get to Kim after she sees her on face when she's FaceTiming her. Somebody's spoiled already.
Oh yeah, Miss Kim, I tell you, girl, you are.
Good morning, Leslie. You and the family. Good morning. I
hope things went well yesterday and the other day and this day. So Dad has said hello if he's not listening. And all the rest of them.
Dad is there, she said. Dad is
okay.
Yeah. Hope Dad's doing well.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Dad to give you a whooping while he's in the bed. You ain't had one in a long time.
Anyway, let's do our affirmation, meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. We're talking to the pure self.
And talking as the pure self.
To himself.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Phyllis and Edward. Good morning.
Phyllis J. Edward Lee.
Popped in. Hope you guys are doing well. We're doing pretty good. I was busy yesterday. We had company all day long.
Oh, it was a mega challenge. I'm telling you, it was all right.
All day, but it was good. It was good. It was good. From the time we woke up until almost time to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Sister Sharon.
We earned our living yesterday, didn't we?
We did. There's Prophetess Valerie. How are you,
Valerie?
My darling? I'm glad you're
look
here.
At you. There you are.
All right, guys. Let's do our meditation and prayer, affirmation. This is to center ourselves, bring our minds and our emotions into subjection to that we are, which is non-physical. We are not a body. We are not a mind. Yet we have a body and we have a mind. We wear this body, but wear it loosely. And as I always tell you, put all other thoughts aside for the moment. You don't need any thoughts about the future. You don't need any thoughts about the past. And any concerns that you may have, let's suspend them for just this moment. Just suspend them for now. You don't need that right now. It can't serve you right now. So let's just put it aside like you would when you kick off a pair of shoes. Let's just set it aside. And I want you to go in, just go deep in, as deep as you can. Go deep as you can. You may want to close your eyes. Some people need to close their eyes to do that. Some people don't. And I'm hoping you're in a place where you don't have a lot of distractions and you can center. You can become centered. You can repeat this after me, or you can just listen, whichever is easiest for you. I cannot become, for I already am what I desire to become. Only the body dies. What I am cannot die. I am glorious and complete. Everything I've searched for is all that I now am. I am only as God imagines me into existence. This is not a mental concept, but the truth as it has been discovered.
Mm-hmm.
The search has ended.
Yep.
For I found who I am
Mm-hmm.
and who God is.
That's good.
I am is God.
Yes.
And God is what I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's your prayer, isn't it?
Yes.
This is the awakening of self
Yes.
to itself.
And everything.
At the awakening, there is no pain.
Nope.
At the awakening,
Yes.
there are no thoughts that produce pain. At the awakening, there is no dis-ease, no confusion. Simply peace and assurance. I look out at others with the eyes of God, without any judgments held against them. I look at my responsibilities with the eyes of God,
Mm-hmm.
without dread or regret. At the appearing of my true self, the mind becomes subject. There is no room for a separate view of self. The mind is completely consumed by the image of God as self. Thinking is not needed. Recognition is not needed. Discovery is all that is needed. And that is who I am. And so it is. And so it is.
I use some of those same words you just read in my closet. And as I begin to do that more and more, I begin to become aware that what my inner self wants to hear are words that is said a certain way that he responds to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I asked the question I had to discover, when we pray or affirmationize ourselves, We talk to God, but we never think that we're talking to ourselves. So I began to talk to myself because I am finally convinced through enlightenment of the grace of the I am self. I found out that God was always me before I ever went to church, before I ever heard anything about getting saved or receiving Him as Savior.
Mm-hmm.
From day one, we always hear that stuff that said, thing said, born in sin and shaped in iniquity in our mother's womb. That was shaped in form might be born, but who we are and were as the eternal I am self was never born. We rode along with this thing, and people making it seem like that we are all the way, there's no part of us that's any good.
Well, you realize that that scripture that we often use that you just quoted,
Mhm.
was shaped in iniquity, born in sin and shaped in
Mhm.
iniquity, was said by David when he realized how bad he had done the thing, how detrimental the thing he had
Mhm.
done to kill Bathsheba's husband in order
Mhm.
for him to be with her.
Mhm.
He was in a state of remorse, and so he
Mhm.
was repeating that and saying that because he felt that about himself. That
Mhm.
is not a statement of
Mhm.
truth
Mhm.
about all of humanity.
No.
Born in sin and
Now you're
shaped in
talking.
and also shaping in iniquity means I'm shaped in inconsistency. So
Yeah.
yes, all of us have been shaped in inconsistency
Condition.
because of conditions that we were born into.
But when I found out that, listen, there is a part of you that have always been. Let's say, for instance, if you've ever had an out of body experience, in which you have, but you may not recognize and call it that, because you're being brainwashed by so many things that says if you do that, God didn't is not forbid you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yet Jesus did it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He did it when he was speaking to Lazarus to come forth out of the grave. And we are experiencing it when we talk to him in prayer or conversation because he is an out of body being with a spiritual body.
Yes, yes. Now, Sinette's chiming in on something that we had mentioned. She said using the word we instead of I is a cool perspective.
Yeah.
It is. And it always says the I that is we.
Yeah, we are.
The
Cool.
I that is
Hey,
we.
and then when I found out that babies cooing, they cool when they talk.
And that's communication.
Yeah,
Yes.
and speaking, I am is a form of communication. But here's what it so is absolutely knowing, showing I am seeing self is that when I begin to talk to myself,
You are
or
talking to God.
when I talk to you, like now,
Mhm.
I can feel in awareness and sense God is. It's kind of like an image. I know that He's sitting inside. He's not sitting now, but He's in a place. He's you, and I can feel
You
Him.
can feel God watching.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
But that is watching is you as well.
is me as well.
Yes. Yes.
I this thing knocked my underwear and my socks off at the same time. I'll tell you, my God, I begin to know that this conversation and everything we're talking about in meeting people, I am walking up to God, talking to God in them, and God in them is listening to Himself in me. Oh, that
And
is so wonderful.
all it means is that you found God. You
I,
found
I
him.
told him that from day one. I said, I found you.
God.
You know what he said to me? He said, you didn't find me, you discovered me. I didn't know that was coming from inside of me.
Actually, you know how you see those pictures where when you look at it, it has one image, and then if you adjust your eyes or focus your eyes differently, you'll see a whole different image. God is hidden in plain sight. And it's when our spiritual eyes become focused, we see God was already there.
There was a little,
Already.
yeah,
So you've actually just found God. And when you find God, he's not remote.
yeah.
He's not remote.
Oh, they call him the man in the upstairs.
And the scriptures that tell
That's
us
true. He's there.
in him we live,
Yeah.
move,
Don't say
and
that.
have our being. So when you find God, you find him right there in where you live,
Yes.
and where you move, and where you be.
Jesus said, I in the Father, and the Father in me. The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the work.
He does the
Now,
works. He's doing the works.
Are we a different?
We're not the doer, actually.
That's right.
And when I say we, I mean that physical body, that physical mind, and the psyche of us is not the doer. And yet that physical being and that psyche is being filtered, or I should infiltrated by the essence of God.
He told me one time, he said, I am going to begin to wake people up in motel rooms. I said, well, he said, there are a man and a woman in a motel room who is married and should not be in there with another man. He said, I will wake them up.
You mean they're having an affair?
Having an affair. He said, the affair cannot, what is this idea? You can block God with sin. No, you cannot. And the only thing I can say to the mind is that it misunderstood the omnipotent omnipresence of God and defined it as omnipotent omnipresent all over the world, but he can't be in me because I got too many bad things.
But if God is not in me, that means God's not omnipresent.
That's right. I ain't going in the liquor store because God ain't in there, and God don't. We heard it said, God don't live in an unclean vessel. Oh my God! Oh Lord!
Well, I'm convinced that God is not disturbed by sin, like
the none. He is. I am none disturbed self. In my closet, I said, I am you, and you are me. I am.
Well, we have a good example with Jesus. When the woman was caught in the act of adultery, and they came to him and said, hey, we just caught her in the act. And by the way, I don't know how they caught her in the act if they weren't there where it was happening. But anyway, Jesus did not get disturbed by the woman that had been caught in the act. What he did say was, the first one who doesn't have sin, go ahead and cast a stone. If you've never done it, then catch the stuff.
I had a young man that was in homosexual position that worked in home care business, and he had my number, and he called me, and he said, Mr. Sawyer, he said, I have your number. I need to talk to you. I said, well, what is it? He said, I think I'm going to commit suicide. I said, what's going on? He told me. I said, but let me share something with you. If you're thinking about doing that, you're not hurting yourself, even though you're hurting your family.
It's a selfish act.
It's a selfish,
It's a very selfish act to want to commit suicide. Although I understand it, because I remember Eckhart Tolle saying that he came to that point in depression where he said, I just can't live with myself anymore. But that was also the point of his awakening, because he realized something here recognized another self that was not who he was.
Can you imagine the mind and the physical thinking and the conditioned self have no awareness of being able to live with a real self identity, God?
So I'm beginning to understand, after having found God, that I must love myself. If I don't love
it's him,
if I don't love what's here and accept what's here, embrace it, even the ugly parts, as a wounded child, I have to embrace it, because he said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you don't love
yourself as the neighbor,
you won't love your neighbor.
That's right.
So it's like you said, the suicide becomes a very selfish act.
And I told him, I said, look, okay, if you do it, you're going to find out on the other side that I didn't tell him listening, but you've done that in one lifetime, in many lifetimes, and you never learned the lesson. The lesson is you can't kill your spirit self, your
Right.
God identity,
Right. That might
because
die.
you
That might die.
cannot kill that spirit. Spirit is no, like, it's just not like that. So I said, think about it. I never did hear anything from him, but I know now that from our president positions and our jail sentence and murders and uh, homosexuals, you name it, Christ is that real self. And the way I discovered Christ beyond receiving him in churchology and religious spirituality, what is this in our bodies? Who is this in our body that causes our hair to grow? Somebody said that's the nature. Well, who is this that I break one off for you right quick. Where does the breath come from? In 1 minute, out the next. And then I saw my mama at 96 years of age standing in front of her in the rest home, me and the wife here, and we saw her breath leave her body, but she was using the breath as a spirit to stay in the body. Lord have mercy. I believe I'm going to pop right now. John Grayson, I just popped. I believe I can hatch a square duck egg.
Sinette says, let me see what Sinette said. She said,
God.
this, and by the way, guys, this is our conversation.
Yes. Conversation with Christ.
We have this conversation with you all every Sunday and every
yes,
Tuesday.
we do. And I like it.
But it's not a sermon per se, but it is the sharing of the truth that we've all discovered.
Now that's the truth.
It's simply that.
That's the truth.
And they have a word for that. It's called a satsang. Okay. Anyway, Sinette says the human experience is full of colors in every shape and form. Lord. Being able to see our brother as Christ and love Lord. Without judgment enables Christ Lord. And love to shine through the darkness. Beautifully said. Beautifully
my Lord
said.
Speaks unto my Lord.
Beautifully said. By the way, yesterday, all this week pretty much, we've seen the love of God come to us. Mm-hmm. It has come to us through many, many human shapes.
We saw it yesterday again.
Yes. One young lady came and she's been coming and doing stuff for us all. She washed your cars, both cars. Mm-hmm. She volunteered to wash both cars.
Sure did.
Yesterday she brought us a pot pie, which I think I'll fix for dinner. Mm-hmm. And then she planted all the plants that I was planning to do for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. She went out there, sat on the ground, and planted them.
Yeah, I went out there and talked to her. I said, dear, you sitting on wet ground. I said,
she planted them.
She said, I started to get up and get the plastic thing that she hadn't set on, but she said it didn't feel like it. Right. So I said, well, you're going to get your butt wet. She said, well, I don't mind it.
Well, and then there was another young man came and put a new top on your Jeep.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, he did. I didn't give him one dime.
Not one dime.
And he knew that I needed it, and he came and put it on.
Right. And then yesterday we also had Sandra came by. She
brought
a whole bag of goodies
and
vegetables and all. We saw the love of God come through a whole lot of human shapes.
And all of them that we named, I speak to the Christ, the I am self in him as I'm speaking to you, and you're coming back at us with a note. Is your note on the screen is notifying the Christ in us through you talking to the Christ himself. I mean, no other.
It's just, and what that does is not just people being nice.
Oh.
And I realize that now. It's not just people being nice.
Whatsoever's honest.
It is really God approaching and presenting itself to you, saying, I love you. It is not just people being nice.
What you talking about, John Grayson? I know.
We're not talking about trying to be good and trying to be nice.
No.
But when love is given an opportunity, it wants to express through a human shape.
In the book, it said, if I speak in tongues, I give it this metaphor. I speak not from my mind, but my spirit. But he said, my mind is unfruitful because I'm making sounds, unarticulate speech and words that can only be discerned by divine revelation and insight, knowing at such a time as you're doing it. So that means when we do this, we use the bypass system. And in the bypass system, it means this: I refuse to allow my mind to interfere with me because I found out who I really am. I am the real, I am Christ. And listen, what's so juicy about it, Brother John, and all you other little Johns out there? Oh, when I was a little boy, that spirit, that presence of eternal essence, the essence of I am, was there all the time.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I will not allow anything to change what is seen. And if you do try to change it, it's okay, because I know, you know what, this thing is set and finished. And I know what you said. I now have found,
We found God.
I have found the Ark of Covenant and the eternal tabernacle.
And I don't want anyone to think that when we say we found God, not in a religious sense,
Not in an egotistical way.
Not
No.
in a religious
No,
sense.
no.
I found God as my own breath,
Yes, yes, yes.
as my sight,
Yes,
as my doings,
yes.
as my being.
Yeah,
I found that God wants to be that.
yes.
God wants to be you.
Yes.
God wants to be you.
He, oh, this is so, it is just so marvelous. I can feel it in the walls of my soul, how it really is true. If I feel it or not, I know this is a reality that can never be lost, and I don't have to look for it anymore.
Right.
I have found him who they said is the Son of God, and made me and you sons and daughters of God, and we didn't even know it. We thought we couldn't be sons and daughters of God until we gave our life to Jesus.
So we went through a religious ritual.
The hot dog with lettuce and tomatoes.
But it is now proven that God is not requiring the religious ritual.
My Jesus, thank you.
All that is required is that we see the truth and accept it.
I believe we're going to pop and split right down the middle.
And also, there's no real need to feel anything.
Oh, no.
Or to experience anything.
Yes,
in fact, when you really want to have an experience or feel something, it's really proof that you don't really believe it.
And I've always, Miss Valerie, I've always wanted to see him. I always wanted to know him. That desire to see pictures of him is not enough. Paper and ink and mortar and physical. Now I know where he really is, and his address is ours.
And we see the love of God every day in our relationships. If you've ever had love for anyone, if it's a child or a sibling or a mother or father or a spouse, if you ever had love for a being other than yourself, the first thing you want to do is be close to them.
That's right.
As close as possible.
Right.
If you could squeeze them into your body, you would.
Yes, Lord.
That's what love is.
Yes.
If you could squeeze them into your body, you would.
That song says, "Something got a hold of me, and oh, it must be love."
Oh my God.
Yep, something got a hold on me, and no, it must be love. And it is. Glory be to God. Hey, I feel like I could cut a step right now. I mean, cut a step.
Oh my God.
And I believe I can go into hell in the negative dark side with my asbestos underwear. When they throw the flamethrower around there, I won't burn it up. Okay. Because I got them asbestos underwear on, and they can't be burned. Okay. Jesus is my covering. Christ is my eternal self, and you and I are one. I say to him, I am one with you, you are one with me, you are me, I am, and I am me with you, I am self.
Speaking of coverings,
Yes, ma'am.
we don't have to try to cover ourselves anymore.
It's eternal cover.
No, I just got another
Yeah. Somebody say cover for me.
And my mind went back to the Genesis narrative,
yes,
where it says that when Adam and Eve sinned, they wanted to cover themselves with fig leaves.
I just thought about something. When I come out of my body, I ain't gonna have to wear no bloomers.
Exactly. Well, especially the Walmart.
Yeah, I get them used bloomers down there. They got 50,000 miles on them, or maybe have 20 miles. Somebody might have put them on, took them off, and I get all these information that I said, don't mess with my bloomers because I want to get.
You made me forget what I was going to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, the cover. We don't have to try to cover ourselves.
No.
So it's very important that we learn to be
robe of righteousness.
Learn to be vulnerable.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And I think that's a fearful thing for most of us.
Oh, glory.
To be vulnerable enough to be transparent and let people see your heart. That's something that we're not taught from day one. We've been really taught to cover that
now
and protect it.
When I found out that the same I am Christ self in me was inside of everybody that's mentioned in the Bible, saved or not saved, knew Jesus. We were inside the Galatians 2:20 tells us that we were all inside of Jesus when he was crucifixion and resurrection. Yes. And eternal spirit is not blocked by days, months, and years. We are ageless in that department.
Ageless, nameless,
formless. What a deal, what a deal, what a deal.
Wow.
That's the real deal, Lucille. Yeah. Oh, that's my mama's name. She might talk to me. Oh.
John Greason said this. John is instigator. Anyway, he said about the bloomers and all of that.
Yeah.
It'll be a Lawrence Welk moment. Yeah. You remember Lawrence Welk?
Yeah, yeah.
With the bubbles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, some of you guys not old enough to remember that. But anyway, we know what you're talking about. He was a conductor.
He'd come on telling all the pretty music for Christmas. And yeah.
And listen, Robert and Denise are here. Listen, he said, ain't that something as soon as we we thought we were, as soon as I'm trying to read it, I can't read it. He said we thought we were naked.
Yeah, and you talk about Adam, if it's true, his story is true. You know, these stories in the Bible. Let me tell you something. What's so joyful about it? If the Bible was found out that it wasn't anything in it true, we know one thing. It did make us see and understand that Christ is the eternal self in every man, whether they receive it or not. As a matter of fact, you can't reject it because
you cannot reject
because in order for the body to move and you to go to sleep, wake up.
And why would anybody not want this to be true? Because isn't that what we all want for Christ to be in every man and as every man? Isn't that what we all want? And Sister Chris says this: you will not burn because you are the fire.
Ooh.
Go ahead,
and you know, they tell me the hottest flame is the blue flame. So you be careful about your digestive system when you get that food in there and it don't want to digest and it create gas. You like to blow up.
So you going on another.
No, I'm just saying that power of God as fire is a supernatural fire, and I had a chance to see it around Jesus' heart.
Yes, you did.
And it was real. It was so hot that I went to fanning it. And I could see it in my chest burning. But he opened it up, and I could see it, and I was fanning. And that baby, the more I fanned it with the more oxygen, it got hotter.
Grace. It was the grace of God that you had that experience, so that you would know your heart.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and I'm not cussing when I say this. I said it burned the hell out of me.
It literally did.
Doggone boy.
That was not a metaphor.
Oh, yeah, I mean, a little bit. A little bit might still be there. You know what I mean?
Maybe a little bit.
Little teeny bit.
Yeah,
I got
like the man who was baptized. And he come back up. And
he was struggling, fighting, and scratching under the water.
And stuff. And the preacher said, put him back down. And he got a little more. is still in him.
Yeah. Got a little
He
more.
went back under. Well, that reminds me.
Do.
That reminds me when we were young preachers. Listen, young preachers. When we went to, where did we go? Up in the mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
There was a swimming pool. We had to baptize.
Up there.
Now, mind you,
North
those of you who don't know this already,
Pilot Mountain area.
we are short people. We're short people. We were in a
5'6",
pool, a swimming pool. He's 5'6", I'm 4'11". So my toes, we were in the shallow part, but my toe, I was on my 10 toes.
They want to be baptized.
And there's this one lady, she was a sweet lady, but she was something.
Oh, she was scratchy in that water too.
He put her under the water and she started scratching you.
Oh, she scratched my arm up like a wild beast. And I said, I started to let her stay down in the drown.
She about drowned us.
Yeah. She come up fighting like a wild beast. And I said, oh, heaven.
So even though she loved God, even though she was what we
had a little bit more hell than
what we call saved, filled with the Spirit, she was still full of fear.
Yes, she was.
And this is the other thing that I realized yesterday. We talked about it. A lot of the things that we have called in our Christian circles, we have called demons or demonic, has simply been people who have mental disturbance and anger locked into them, locked in their bodies, locked in their minds, and it's acting out. And it could be anger, it could be fear, and those things act out as entities, but they don't have to be a demon.
I often say, when God, Christ, our real self, came into the Garden of Eden, the story is correct, and Adam's body being formed from the dust of the ground, God breathed breath into him. That's called the kiss of God.
Yes.
Everybody that come in this dimension,
kiss from within.
Kiss from within. And God, and I've seen Jesus many times in visions and out of body experiences with my eyes open. And I thought that he was coming from down up in the sky.
That was a holographic projection.
It's a holographic projection. And what he did was, I was standing there looking at myself, and I didn't know that was me appearing to myself.
And the truth is, we are all each other's mirror.
Ooh,
so when someone presents an attitude or something toward you that you don't think is proper, that is you. It's being projected from you. It's something that's in you that's caused.
Now we hear the people say, "I come to you in the most honest way." You don't have to come to God anymore. And when you pray, I got to pray to God and get an answer. The answer is already you. It's not in you, but it is you.
It is you.
And that's seeking the Lord. You don't have to seek him anymore because you didn't find. Now you have to do it personally.
Yes.
We've done it. We're just talking about what we experienced. But if you're as a you separated seemingly like you over there, and we hear 1, 2, 3, 5 to 10 and all that, that's okay. But you still got to come to it's a revelation expression that when this happened to you, you would have a revelation moment.
Yeah, and it has already happened.
It doesn't happen, and you can't. And you know what's so good about it? You don't have to keep going to the store to buy it. You don't have to keep going downtown to the courthouse serving notice on it. You don't have to go around and tell everybody where God is.
Listen, we've got good comments.
Yeah, I know.
I want to mention, Sinette brought it up. She says, when you turn up your heart, you can see it in an airport body scan screen is light. Dr. Joe students have a lot of fun with it. She's talking about Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yeah.
Students have a lot of fun turning up their heart with love at the airport security, and it shows up as light in the body scan screen.
Ooh, wow. That's so good. That's good.
Thank you, Sinette. Thank you.
That's so good.
Thank you.
Sister Denmark. That's good.
That's my stomach making noise.
You need to go in and
it said, feed me. What's that movie where the flower it wanted to be fed?
Oh, that was
feed me.
Oh gosh, I remember that movie. Oh shucks, I forgot it.
Those old movies were funny.
Yeah.
Old movies were funny.
Yeah, I remember that old movie. But anyway,
Anyway,
back at the ranch,
hey, Pastor Norman.
when you eat, your body eat, God is tasting it. God is smelling it. And just, when you get too much in there and you feel like your belly about to pop, God ain't popped.
It was the Little Shop of Horrors, and it was called Seymour.
Little Shop of,
Seymour.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for letting me know about that. Yeah.
Hey, we'll call the Little Shop of God.
But going back to, we no longer need to cover ourselves.
Yeah.
When we cover ourselves, it's the attempt to defend or justify, improve upon, protect, preserve. All of that's means of trying to cover ourselves. And we don't have to do any of that anymore. We don't have to do that. And it's all the protection of a self-concept. That's the thing. A concept of a self that's not really true.
Well, I'll tell you this.
It's not real at all.
The eternal essence of God we are.
Hey, Ollie.
And we keep this thing on a low key. And I'm sitting in my closet. I can sit in there now and not say anything and see God. No noise. The stillness becomes God. And if I'm aware of stillness, I must be awareness. I must be the seer and the aware, the seer and the awarer.
We are that is aware.
Doggone it, boy, I'll tell you. And
I like what Robert and Denise said.
Yeah.
She said the self wants to cover itself. I am the covering.
That's beautiful.
And
I had a chance to see Jesus' robe, and he let both of us see it, and it was on him like curtains on the wall, but he cut out a section of his robe and flashed it in front of both of our eyes, awareness at the same time.
And we've gotten so many revelatory insights of that, but I still wonder, why was it that he flashed that in front of our eyes?
Yeah, we didn't ask for it. All of a sudden, boom, and we were standing in her mother's bedroom at the door, talking to them about the picture of Jesus on the wall, and he come down the stairs, and we were standing there looking at him, and all of a sudden he cut out unexpected a piece of his robe.
We got the message, the impartation of what the experience was trying to tell us. It let us know that when you came down the stairs, it was Jesus coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
So there's no distinction.
Every morning,
there's no separation. We knew that settled that there's no separation.
That's
and then we had other experiences that settled that for us. There's no separation. But then when the cloth was magnified and we both saw it, we're still not real sure. We know we're all cut from the same cloth. Yeah. We know that there were no seams in the cloth.
That's right. That's right.
So there is no separation.
And I asked him, I said, how, by thought and intuition, I said, how can your robe fit me? And I'm 5'6" and you 5'11", something like that. And the revelatory information that came to me was one size fit all. Now this thing here, I got my baby girl here, and she want me to scratch her chin. She do that every time we get online, don't she? That's ain't she? This is my puppy. And
if you notice, she always goes to you.
Yeah, she's my boo boo.
She knows I'm not
the baby girl. Just a baby. It's a baby girl. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to my girlfriend here. This thing here is a part of us. Okay. Every time I stop, she'd butt my chest with a. Now, okay, you got it. You got it. Okay.
You gonna leave her alone so we can.
Yeah, but go ahead, baby. I'm listening. It's good. Y'all forgive me there, but I had to talk to this little creature here, this Christ creature. And the life that's in my puppy and this dog right here is the life of God, because she is an eternal spirit in this body. She don't know it, but we do.
We're making her human. So if she ever comes back, if there is such a thing as reincarnation, she'll come back as a human.
Oh Lord, I don't know. Some people have trouble with that, but we don't have trouble.
Oh my God.
That's the baby girl. Just the baby girl.
Listen, Robert and Denise say, uncover the truth, let the wisdom shine through.
Yes.
We're all connected, every me and you. We are all Christ. We are all each other in this road of discovery, sisters and brothers. You know what, Robert? You made me remember something that someone wrote for us. Let me see if I can. I wrote it. I have it on my desktop. I'm gonna show. I don't know if I can show it to you, but this is what they said. They said, God is not a he or she. God is you and me and everything I see.
Ooh-wee. Now that's what I call being awake. That's waking up.
God's not a he or she.
Yeah,
God is you and me and everything I see. Isn't that
that's
beautiful?
good.
Isn't that
That's
beautiful?
good.
And I can't remember who gave me that. One of you
Mhm.
guys were listening to us, and you sent that to us. And I can't remember. I think it was somebody by the name of Amanda or Brenda. It might have been Brenda. Anyway, it's beautiful. God is not a he or she.
And Christmas is every day, every minute, every second. That's a wonderful feeling to know that you don't have to wait for Christmas because you are
Right.
the love of
Right.
God.
Right.
The I am love. I tell them, I said, I am you, the love that I am. You are, I am one with each other in love. You are, I am eternal forgiveness. You are the I am that you are. We are one in eternal healing love.
Yes, we are.
I'll say that, and I sit and I just say, I just look and I say, oh, I see you, I see you, I see you. And that's wonderful. Try it sometime. And respond back to us from the site here and let us know what you experienced with that, because that is wonderful when you start talking to yourself and learn how to. And you may not want to, but you when you pray for others, you're talking to God in them. Now we understand how Lazarus was raised from the dead. You look so pretty. I see you.
Oh God.
And your hands is cold, but last night while I've touched your hand while you were asleep, and they just as warm, you were generating some heat and power from the I am self. That's the glory of God inside of you as a furnace, keeping you cool and warm at the same time. God got a special air conditioning and heater system inside of our bodies. Woo-wee! That's good stuff, that y'all. You can take that to the bank and get you a couple $1 million.
You better hear it run.
Yeah. Robert and all you guys,
time.
I love you guys, but I can tell anybody, I don't care who it is, whether they're in church or not, I see Christ in you because I know something about Robert Mann.
So
and
that
John Greason. Go ahead.
So that you are, can it be blocked in any way? That you are, does it have to grow?
Ooh, some say, but no.
That you are.
You're fully loaded.
Can it go away? Can you lose it?
Nope. Can't do it. Sometimes you don't backslide. Well, everybody do that. Every second you put your mind on doing something while you're at work, you backslide, then you slide back at the same time. And oh yeah, I know that.
Listen, that you are, does it want anything? Does it want anything?
I find, well, some things just your attention.
What do you think it wants?
I used to say, Lord, I said, when I go in my closet on that time, I said, I don't want anything. I'm not going to ask you for anything. My mind and feeling may desire something.
Well,
but
that
I haven't fulfilled.
You said earlier in our session today, you said when you go in the closet and you speak to that self that is your
I am me.
You can see and sense something watching, observing
the watcher.
And we called it
the
God.
Seer.
And it's also yourself.
Yes.
It's also yourself.
I do.
So does that want anything?
No, really, no, we don't. When I look back
when you are that, you
thatness,
don't want
thatness, isness, everythingness.
That does not want anything.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Oh, I feel my legs going up and down, Miss Valerie, and all you little Valeries, and Brother Robert, and Oliver, and Miss Jill, and Joe Renee, and all. I feel a whole lot going on inside this house.
And it's dawning on me that there are people who live their entire lives.
Yeah.
Who never come to this awakening.
That's God. You know, baby,
who they truly are.
You're gonna start
and what they truly are.
Truth, girl. That's true.
And so it really becomes important for all of those of us who are awake to that truth, that we share the love enough for people to begin to get a glimpse.
You know, that's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't have to wait for the second coming.
No,
the second coming.
We are the second coming.
Is no different than what is already inside of us. Could it be possible the second coming?
They said he'd come in a cloud and every eye was seen. This is the cloud. This that we're on is the cloud.
I was working in one of the houses we lived in before we moved here, and I was putting some new banisters and things on a step. And while I was working on this step, I heard my eternal self laughing. Mm-hmm. He laughed at what I was doing, and I just say, why? He said,
the joy of it.
He enjoyed the working that I was working with in the wood.
Well, and that's another thing that I've discovered, that when we are in our creative mode, that is God.
Yes, it is.
When you're in that creative mode, I don't care what it is you're doing. That is God expressing itself, and there is an enjoyment that comes from it. There is joy that comes from it.
Well, we done went through another time at the campground, and we done had our food and meal online today, and I'm just as full as a turkey is with turkey meat. so well, hey. God is the food that supplieth and finishes up. And when it is done, we are full of Him. And we assimilated Him into every part of our physical body 24/7.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Yes, it is.
You guys hold on things. Hold on things out there now. We're gonna get ready to take off here now,
but I am complete.
Yep.
I am blessed.
Yep.
I am spirit.
Yep.
I am infinite. I am eternal.
I am unlimited.
I am the unborn. I am nameless.
I am
ageless. I am unbound. I am authentic.
Yes.
I am unaffected. I am undisturbed.
Everywhere.
I'm unafraid. I'm clear. I'm intuitive. I'm free. I'm timeless. I'm unconditioned. I'm peace. I'm forgiveness. I'm not judgmental. I'm all inclusive. I'm indestructible, essential and indescribable, undefinable, stable and formless, and stillness and joy. I am abundance everywhere present. I am the knower. I am unattached. I am sacred. I am unlimited. I am love, truth, life, and all potential. I am.
That's business. Yeah. Them old folks say when they come to see you, they really think something about you. They say, "Boy, girl, you got the business." Thank you so much for tuning in with us again today.
Yeah, some of our final comments. Denise and Robert says, "Without you, what does God have to do?" Exactly.
Oh, that's exactly.
And Miss Valerie says, "We have thoroughly enjoyed you this morning." Thank you, Valerie.
Yes.
God bless. Thank you for sending us your blessings.
Thank you. Tell your husband we said hello.
And John,
I wish I could come to the church sometime. I don't travel much now, but I know things are going well. And thank you for coming to be with us.
So you guys, Jill has already put in the comment section how to give, but I want to post it at the top as well. John Greason says, "Yes, you two are the dessert that's being served to us."
My head is off. Bro, John, I got to see you too. I hadn't seen you in a long time.
And Pastor Norman was here.
Pastor Norman, I haven't seen you either.
Chimed in a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Miss Jill.
We're hoping that Pastor Norman will be able to join us on Tuesday night if he's available. He's been popping in on our Tuesday night sessions.
Tuesday night.
Yeah. It's been Tuesday good. Night. Tuesday nights at 7. Yeah.
That's real. Tuesday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
I know.
Yeah.
Just Tuesday night is real, ain't it?
And look, he's giving us a thumbs up. So yeah, if he's available, he's gonna pop in.
Yeah,
We
come on
always
in
have
here,
a
man.
wonderful conversation with Pastor Norman.
That song said, "Come on in this house of the Lord. Come on in this house."
Okay, now we gotta finish up.
Yeah, go ahead.
You wanna sing?
Yeah, I want to sing a little
and,
bit.
Valerie says, Apostle Theophilus says he would love to see you and hope to see you soon.
Yes.
Mama Chris says, strawberry shortcakes, you are, huh?
Valerie, I hope y'all at the same place, same church.
We'll find out.
Mhm.
We'll find out. But anyway, thank you guys for giving, for supporting the ministry, and for sending your tithes, your offerings to
Yes, please.
Cornerstone.
We do need your assistance in that area.
Yes, so we appreciate those that have given and want we want to inspire you to continue to give.
Yes, thank you.
And of course, we do also really appreciate what you've given to Pastor and myself.
Yes,
through Cash App and
Mhm.
PayPal.me. So if you have the means, express your abundance by giving.
Yes.
Express your abundance by giving.
And
when you give, you have to have an attitude of abundance in order to even give.
And Miss Leslie, we thank you for over the years.
Yes, thank you, Leslie.
She has for years been supporting
She's been
us.
very supportive.
And I will tell you and Dad personally, thank you for the support.
Yes. So we'll be back again on Tuesday night, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Okay.
We'll be back Tuesday night at 7. And I'm going to play Vincent. You guys go and have a wonderful Sunday afternoon.
All right.
We love you and hope to see you soon. All righty.
See you on the turnaround.
Turn around. You want to play the turnaround.
Turn around.
I'm going to play Vincent.
You want to play the turnaround?
I'll play Vincent.
Oh.